Hey guys, it's Jen, back again for another video, and today we're going to be ranking and explaining each and every single quest card in game, starting from the lowest rarity to the highest rarity. And I'm with my boy Nino as always. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's jump in.
So I guess we'll start with Awaken Limitless Master. So like, obviously out of all of the cards, he's the weakest in terms of damage, health, all that stuff,
Yes.
indicative of his rarity. Easiest one to obtain, obviously a super beginner friendly card. It's like your first, my first speedrunner card, and it's really good for that. You get higher borders, obviously it's stronger and stronger, so ultimately a fantastic card, but he's just not as strong as everybody else. So he's obviously going to be the lowest rank, whatever it is, rank 5.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think he'd probably end up being rank 5 because he's losing to all the rest because they're all much stronger than him, and indicative of their rarity, of course. So, but if we're talking about usability, he's better than Sung Jinwoo and Luffy and Forsaken Wild Hunter because he has extremely high usability. Probably only beaten out by Kaido.
Kaido,
But
yeah.
even then, but that's under very specific circumstances. So in a vacuum, Awaken Limitless Master is like the best one because he's so accessible and he's an instant speedrunner card, really good. But stat-wise, using him for probably like the new content and new things, yeah, he's not really all that strong.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, so moving up to Awakened Sun Deity, which is Luffy in Gear 5, we've got Bad Bajrang Gun. Attacks randomly deals 75 to 400% damage. Defeating an enemy increases damage by 20% and heals for 20% max health. So I feel like he is more or less like rank 2 because I feel like Kaido is the one that goes in rank 1. Simply because what Kaido does to the entire team. But Luffy is a booster. He has decent stats. As you get higher borders, he has even crazier stats. And that means that he can have Fallen Knight and start passing the boost that he gets down.
Down to
Not
the
to
rest of
mention
the
the fact
team.
that, yeah, not to mention he can hit you for 400% damage. We kind of talked about the non-awakened version of this card before and how like the drawback was massive and then the come up was not really that big.
Yeah.
The disparity here is you have a 25% window of dealing less than 100%, and you're already gaining 20% damage every turn, which is, you have to defeat an enemy to gain
Yeah.
that boost. So, but
It's a
yeah,
gap
you have a
that
25%.
closes, so it's still more viable.
Yeah, it's a gap that closes, and then on top of that, you have 25% to deal less, and then you have legitimately 300%
To do more.
damage to work with. Yeah, so obviously very strong. He's more likely gonna murder most cards as long as he's the right border.
Yeah.
He's gonna murder any card of similar rarity, border, damage, health, all that stuff, and probably even above him in stats too. So
Yeah, I think he
it's a
definitely
hard,
deserves rank too.
yeah, it's hard though because when we talk about the next one, which is the Awakened Shadow Monarch, which is Sung Jinwoo, his Monarch's domain it's kind of crazy what he can achieve. Just not even on his own is the important part, but every other turn this card will block and counter enemy attacks for 75% of this card's current health damage and heals for 15% max health after each counter attack. Gains a 20% stat boost for every ally with Shadow in its name. So in a vacuum, he is a really strong card. And honestly, the fact that it's every other turn is probably just what makes him not as good as Luffy, because out the gate, people are going to be able to hit him. But if you were to consider him with putting any of the other Shadow units, especially Shadow General, in my opinion, he's definitely rank 2. And the only reason why wouldn't be rank 2 in that specific instance is because Kaido's ability is still
Outrageous.
it's when hitting multiple units is an extremely important thing in the game. Killing things before they have a chance to even appear is important. So that's why Kaido's number 1. But anyone who looks at this list and is like, I think Sung Jinwoo is better than Luffy, hey, you know what, I could agree with you. But it's just a matter of like in a vacuum, I think Luffy's ability does him a little bit better because he can straight up murder one-on-one outright out the gate. Just boom, they're dead, and now I get a stat boost, right? Sung Jinwoo is like, hey, I'm coming out, oh, you might hit me, and now I'm going to hit you. And then he's probably going to kill the next card. But the only thing he's getting from that is a 15%, heal from it. Now, pair him with strategize with a bunch of shadow units. Honestly, in my opinion, that puts him above Luffy. But just on his own, rank 3, very strong card.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like individually, one-on-one, I think Luffy's better. But similar to the Eminence team, when you make a team around it, it would definitely outshine anything else on this list.
Yeah, I think that for people who have like gold bordered him, gold bordered Shadow General, higher bordered, of the other Shadow
Shadow
cards,
unit, yeah.
I think they're gonna have a really good time in the update. I think that those are some of the strongest cards, strategy wise in the
Yeah.
game. So hopefully, people will be eating if they've got them. I don't. I pulled all my card packs open to get like a gold Sung Jin Woo and gold Shadow General, but didn't end up getting it. So
Bro, I don't have a
instead,
single one of these units. I mean, outside of Gojo, of course, which is like the easiest one. I
yeah.
don't have any of the quest units.
Yeah, they're a time investment for sure. Like, you either have to leave your stuff on running in the right way, or you have to have like, or in some cases you have to have like an alt
Yeah, especially
that
Kaido,
has
bro.
cards necessary. Yeah,
Like to
Kaido's
open
took
on this
forever.
specific moon just to get Kaido, it hurts my soul.
Oh
Like
yeah,
like I
and it took me a very long time to get Gold Kaido, and in my opinion, if you look at the actual rarity of Gold Kaido, which is, hold on, Dragon Emperor, it's only 500 million, which is, in my opinion, not really
not
a
that
lot.
bad, yeah.
And the fact, yeah, it's crazy how hard it seems to get him. So, but it is what it is. So before we go to rank 1, well, I guess we'll just talk about Kaido. Kaido, I've got him personally in the rank 1 because what his ability
Yeah, he
is.
definitely is rank 1.
So obviously, if in a vacuum, he's not getting the extra stat boost, if we're just going to say that, right? But either way, he is hitting your entire team for that damage. And as these cards border up, even in a vacuum, just them one-on-one, Kaido is getting worse and worse and worse. When I say worse, I mean like he's getting stronger, like better, but worse for
Yes.
you. That if he's your opponent, right? He can clear your team, and your team that isn't on the field does not have like. That's why these cards are so strong. That's why DEA is so strong. That's why Awaken Gojo is like why I was saying that he's really strong for speedrunning, of course, but in general, any card that can kill you
Without you entering the
from in the
field.
party,
Yeah.
yeah, without you entering the field, you could have literally the strongest card in the game with the best ability, and if you get killed while you're off the field and you don't get to resolve your ability, then that's it. So it's a really, really strong thing. I honestly believe that cards like this will be some of the ways that people are able to cheese the new content. There's probably going to be like cards in the back, like what's his name, like Shadow General for the improved story of the Sung Jin Woo area, and they're probably going to kill him in the back to make sure that his ability stops being stupid. But either way, Kaido I think takes #1 spot just because he kills multiple units, and it's pretty good. If you count his other part of the ability, much like Sung Jin Woo, he's only getting worse. He's getting stronger. It's a 20% boost for each one of them. You could have a team of just these guys. If you just had a team of just Kaidos, and it's gonna be a problem.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
So unfortunately, I really want to like the final card, which is Forsaken Hunter. The fact that it's the highest rarity, and
I think it's
from the
terrible. I'm gonna
Hunter.
be honest. I think he's
Yeah.
terrible.
I really want to like it. Like, I have to consider how I can make it work, or why it would be good. Instead of just looking at it and saying it's terrible, I have to consider why it would be good. I want it to be good. But his ability is an end contract. Gains a charge after every attack. Each charge grants 30% extra damage and reduces this card's HP by 15% of its max health. Every 3 charges, deal an attack equal to the sum of this card's current HP and damage. So first off, we've talked in length on all the other tier lists, like cards that take this much ramp up are not any good. You usually do not get the opportunity to live that long, to get your 3rd turn burst, or your 3rd turn freeze, or your 3rd turn heal, or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy is not only having to survive for 3 turns, but he's actively hurting himself for 3 turns. That's 45% of your max HP that you have to hope that they don't hit the other. Like, you're helping them kill you. Yes, you're granting extra damage, which is really great as a booster card, but you're probably not going to be around for very long. You're not going to probably get your extra damage out. The way that I would use this card is he would need some kind of support, like Chimera Ant Cat in the back, that's going to help him get those
Heal
extra
up.
hits. Yep. And then he himself, and heal up.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest.
Have
What it requires for him to be viable is not worth it. I mean, I'm gonna let you continue, but
Yeah.
It's just
No, there's
not
not.
worth it, bro.
There's not a lot to really say about it. Honestly, if there even was like a perfect setup for him, I feel like you could find something better in the game.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
that much effort to make him work. At the end of the day, what I want to use him for is for a Fallen Knight, because getting 30%, I'd throw Fallen Knight on him. I'd throw Pito up there. I'm probably not going to throw anything else, because then I'm wasting deck slots, and then hope that he manages to get like 90% extra damage, and then when he dies, he'll pass that on to
Yeah.
all of his stats, that massive boost that he got, down to everybody else. That's really it. That's the best I can hope for. So, but the fact that he hurts himself, and it's 3 charges, the enemy's going to be fighting you that entire time, it's just not going to work. You're not ever going to see it. He's probably going to, you have to have him such high border, like rainbow border essentially, in order to watch him kill the enemy team. And at that point, it's just because he has high stats. It's not even because of his ability. So no, rank 4, honestly,
He could be rank 5, bro.
Yeah, exactly. There's a case to be made. He'd be rank 5. It's just his stats are so much higher than Gojo's, that like at minimum he's strong in a vacuum. But yeah, no, in my opinion, I'd put him at rank 5, and I think Gojo deserves it a little bit better. They definitely need to change this card.
They won't, though. I know they won't.
No. And I'm assuming that when Baryon comes out, he'll probably, I want to bet, because they love Naruto.
Nah, he's definitely gonna be the best one. I'm gonna bet. Like, he's
They're like, well, we had to nerf one Naruto. Well, let's go ahead and put another Sly Dog.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, because he's a quest card, he gets to be the strongest card in the game.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the placement I would put them at if I were to rank them myself. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
What do you think should be changed? Let's just have a conversation about it.
Honestly, personally, I think that Awakened or Forsaken Gon is like worse than A tier in comparison to other cards. Like it's like, I feel like the fact that he's hurting himself to do extra things, similar cards to him, he strikes and then gets the 30% buff, he's hurt himself, he may not even make it to turn 2, which at that means that he never even had an ability. In fact, he did have an ability, the ability to hurt himself.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I agree.
So I don't think that A is wrong, because I know he has decent enough stats.
Yeah.
But the fact that the very first turn is spent hurting himself, like B tier would, in my head, like he seems like a B tier kind of card. He's not shit, because obviously he's strong, but it's really not a well balanced ability. So I think everything else is in a perfect position, outside of Awakened Gojo maybe potentially being S+, just because he's a speedrun card. Like, if anything, in my opinion, he does better than Lord of Eminence, because he hits the sweet spot better. And what I mean by sweet spot is, card packs are currently capped on towers. It's like you can't get above a certain amount of card packs. And so Lord of Eminence goes a certain floor, but the problem is, there's no reason to. You're basically speedrunning dead floors. You're not getting any card packs from it. So Gojo hits those early floors really fast. Gold Gojo, actually, I think is a better speedrunner card than like basic and gold Lord of Eminence. That will probably change in the update, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. In the update, it's gonna be better to push further than to stay on like the sub 60, sub 80 type floors.
Well, I can hope that they didn't have the oversight, or the lack of foresight, to realize that they still have to deactivate the whole card pack limit thing, because it would be funny if they did this change, right, and then it didn't change anything because that card pack limit was still on. People are pushing for high, and then it turns out like they still screwed everyone over because that mechanic is still in the game, because they forgot that they even had it there.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it seems like, well, they seem like the people that would forget and then would have like a hard fix to fix it. So they might actually not,
We'll see. But like, as it stands, I think that the placement is great. Like I said with Gon, though, like first turn spent hurting yourself, possibly never making it to use that 30% bonus that you've got. It's not as
okay. I mean, I have no issues with your placement, so this is pretty good. So hey guys, this is every single quest card ranked and explained in Anime Card Clash. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.